Hello and welcome to the Rock Your Voice podcast. Vocal coaching tips that will transform your voice, interviews that will inspire, industry guidance, and so much more. Without further ado, let's get on with the show. Hello, I just posted on Instagram a quick little share that Chappell Roan was talking about in an interview about how she changes keys a lot for the songs when she's performing live. And it was interesting. I was in Salt Lake City with my voice coach, Mindy Pack, who actually works with Chappell Roan. And it's so funny the number of people who came in to work on Pink Pony Club with her. And just that song is a titan. It is like such a challenging song to do. If you know, you know. So there is like no shame. I don't know if Chappell Roan was referring specifically to Pink Pony Club, but I'm assuming that would be one of the songs that she maybe changes key for when she sings live, because it's a big tune. It's like consistently hitting a big note. Now, I wanted to talk today about changing keys when it's important for your vocal health, when it's important for the delivery of the song, when it's kinder to the audience. It's really interesting. There's a certain level of singer that really insists on maintaining the same key as the original. There are artists who are very experienced pros who are like, yeah, today my voice isn't on point. We're going to have to shift the key a bit. Or my voice is rocking today. Let's keep it in the original. Or just like, let's drop it down, because if I'm doing a 3-hour set, I don't need to be doing that high note every single time, and when my voice is tired after singing for 3 hours. So those kind of professional level artists are aware of what their instrument can do, aware of what they should be making their instrument do, and aware of the best that they can bring to the song for their audience if their voice is getting tired or what have you. So that level of singer is aware. Complete beginners sometimes aren't even aware of keys, key changes, what that even means, so it doesn't really stress them out. A lot of times, actually, I'll work with complete beginners who are like, I find this song so much easier to sing without the backing track or a cappella, and they change key like 6 times when they're singing it through and don't even realize. And I'm like, well, it feels easier because your voice and your brain are modifying throughout the entire time that you're singing this song. You're not quite aware of it yet, but your ear isn't strong enough so that your voice is going where it feels good, which in a sense is something to really be aware of, and take that physical sensation from the complete beginner singer to put it into where the pro singer is, because that's how you want it to feel when you're singing live. Obviously, you don't want to be changing keys 16 times just to fit your voice. So yeah, there's that. And then there's the one in the middle that is like a bit of a purist, which is fine. And don't get me wrong, I admire, and I will sit for hours myself. If there is a song and a challenge that I want to achieve, I will sit for hours at the piano doing vowel modifications, doing different SOVT exercises to kind of gently strengthen my way into that note. I will work on some different belting stuff. I'll be like, do I need to do like more pharyngeal stuff? Do I need to be working on a mix, a belt, a chesty thing? Like, how am I going to approach this note to sing it the best way that I possibly can in the original key? Yes, I do that too, because I want to challenge myself, but I don't want to do that to the point where it's like on stage and it's like, is it going to happen today? Am I going to be able to sing another song after I do this big note in this one song? Like, this is ridiculous. Please do not feel shame or feel like you are a bad singer or feel like you are a failure of a musician if you have to drop the key or even lift the key up. Like, whatever it is you have to do with the key to make it fit your voice in the most comfortable way and make the song a pleasure to sing and perform for both parties involved, you, your band, and the audience, all parties, 3 parties involved. Please do not feel shame or feel bad about shifting the key for a song that you are performing. Of course, there are many exercises, and probably if you look back on this podcast, there's actually kind of right in the early days of the podcast, there's a high-end training that looks a lot at pharyngeal, a lot of kind of mixed voice approaches. There's also there's 2 episodes all about mixed voice and getting into that mix so that you can hit those high notes in a really relaxed, sustainable, healthy way.
I am here for you. If you want to train your high end and in a really safe, sustainable way, reach out and we can get that going for you. There's also the weekly vocal coaching club that I host every Wednesday, where we all just hop on Zoom live. I'll run you through a bunch of trainings, and very frequently we are looking at kind of high, heavy lifting notes. But I kind of digress here. My point being, you will find that so many artists shift key for their live performances, especially if it's a long set, if it's a long show. When I'm working with artists on a certain song and they might be struggling and start to feel like beating up on themselves a bit, like, oh, I can't do this, I should be able to do this. Then I'll be like, hey, let's go look at some live versions of this song by the original artist. And 99% of the times, the live version is in a different key. It might just be a semitone down. It might be quite a bit further down. So do go and explore. If you're really feeling challenged by a certain song, go look at the live version online and see if they do sing it in a different key. Sometimes they sing it in the same key, which is great. Power to them. And I think that's awesome and something to, work towards. But it's really kind of validating when you hear other artists singing in lower keys, so it's not just like we're not all superhuman. There's another element to this, and that is that when you're recording in the studio, sometimes producers will push the key up just for that element of just drama, and as a listener you can feel the tension in the song. I was on there was like a workshop thing a few years back with one of Beyonce's producers, and he was saying, yeah, he will make her sing it a semitone higher just because of what it brings to the energy of the final recording. Whereas then she'll go back on tour, and to keep it sustainable, to keep it safe, to keep it, sounding good, she'll drop it back a little bit lower so that she can just knock it out of the park. So yeah, sometimes in production, in the studio, your producer will push you to do some crazy high, crazy big stuff, or the artist that you're listening to will be pushed to do something that maybe is not sustainable night after night on a live stage. So be aware of that. Listen to things. For example, Bublé's All I Want for Christmas Is You, when he goes for that big note at the end there, you can hear he is giving it his all. And then when you look at the live version, he does a modification of the melody. There are so many examples of this. So please do not feel like you are lesser of a singer if you need to modify, if you need to change key. One thing, you might want to stay in the same key, but you can modify the melody. See that Bublé thing, for example, there. But yeah, play with things. You don't have to sing things exactly the same as the original version, especially if it's a different artist, if it's not one of your original songs. Another thing to think about is age and changes there. Okay, Billy Joel, Elton John, all of those for sure. When you listen to them live now, their stuff is in very different keys. I haven't looked at the Stones, but I would imagine there's lot of movement when it comes to key changes and stuff there too. Again, it's being that level of a professional to say and to feel and to know, you know what, today's not the day for my voice to be hitting things up there. Today we need to modify. Today we need to move things around a little bit. And it might just be because you're sick, you're stressed, you're tired. There might just be something impacting your voice, and it might just be for that one show you have to modify a little bit. It might just be, if you're always doing 3-hour long bar gigs and stuff and it's hectic on your voice, don't stop believing no one is going to care at 1 o'clock in the morning in a packed bar. Don't stop believing like 5 notes down from the original is going to bring as much joy to a fun bar crowd, So don't worry too much about changing things, just so long as you can bring something that is fun and enjoyable for the audience, because they are for sure going to remember someone who couldn't hit the high note, someone who was falling flat, someone who lost their voice halfway through a song, versus, oh, that was a semitone lower than the original. So please just keep that in mind. Do what you need to do for the safety of your voice, for the sustainability of your voice, and to be able to deliver a brilliant performance of a really cool song that people are going to enjoy. Keep the energy there versus straining your voice, and you'll be set. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Again, I will challenge myself all day. I will sit at the piano and I will be like, I want to be able to sing this song in the same key. I'm with you. Okay, this is my cue. The dog is going to kick off. So change your keys. Don't be afraid. Lovely to see you. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, subscribe. It helps other listeners just like you discover the show. Also, I'd love you to follow along on social media. It's Rockit Vocal Studios. That's ROCKIT Vocal Studios. If you have any questions at all, I am here for you and your voice. Email me, emma@rockitvocalstudios.com. Would love to chat. If you ever want a session, if you want to nerd out about the voice, I am here for you. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day. We'll see you next time.